Hello and welcome to Jive Talking with me, Disco Dan. On today's episode we'll be taking a look back at the action from Hucknall and Beeston from this past weekend. So let's get things started with Hucknall from Friday the 8th of September. We kicked things off with a mixed tag team match as the House of Pain Women's Champion Lexi Olivia was teaming with 1/3 of the tag team champions, the King of Steel, Mike Angelo, to take on the team of Harley Harris and Davey Thompson. And it was Harley and Davey picking up the win when Harley pinned Lexi Olivia, potentially setting herself up for a future title shot. We had singles action next as Mr. Number 1 Niall Hind was trying to put an end to his 9-month-long losing streak as he went one-on-one with my tag team partner, who I accompanied to the ring, Rave Boy. Rave Boy looked to have things in control when all of a sudden Jaden Law came running to ringside, jumped me from behind and threw me shoulder first into the ring post. This distraction allowed Niall Hind to take control, hit a Faymaster on Rave Boy and pick up his first win of the year. We were scheduled for tag team action next as Mr. USA Lance Flashman was teaming up with the Firm's Johnny Sharp, accompanied to the ring by Mr. Nice Guy Will Roberts, to take on the House of Pain Full Throttle Champion Pinky the Pirate and the Powerhouse Punk Mikey McLovin. Lance Flashman demanded the American National Anthem be played before the match, but the juggernaut John Allens interrupted this, saying that seeing as there's 3 of them out there, why don't we turn this into a 6-man tag team match? And the match was on. It was Pinky, Mikey and John picking up the win when John Allens pinned Lance Flashman following a massive spear. Up next it was scheduled to be myself versus Jaden Law, but Jaden Law came out to the ring and demanded he win the match via forfeit because he had injured me earlier in the night. Luckily I did have a suitable replacement for the match, and that was Asbo Dan. And Asbo Dan took on Jaden Law, hitting him with a choke slam to secure the victory. After the match though, the Firm's Johnny Sharp and Will Roberts came to the ring attacking me until Rave Boy came running out, making the save, chasing off the Firm and Jaden Law. In the main event of the evening, the House of Pain Heavyweight Championship was on the line as the number 1 contender, the King Freak Alton Thorne, was challenging. However, Brad Matthews was not cleared to compete because of his knee injury, so Grayson Clay was defending the title on his behalf. During the match, the referee Lilith got knocked out and Alton Thorne hit a huge sidewalk slam on Grayson Clay, and a mystery masked man came to the ring and countered the 3. However, this mystery man was not an official referee, so this did not count. This distraction allowed Grayson Clay to grab the ring bell and hit Alton Thorne in the head with it as Lilith came back round. Lilith then started the count, but Alton Thorne managed to kick out at 2 and the match continued. Grayson Clay then locked in a vicious submission on Alton Thorne. Alton Thorne, refusing to give up, did eventually pass out from the pain, meaning that Grayson Clay won the match and Brad Matthews retained the heavyweight championship. Following the match, Brad Matthews showed his respect to Alton Thorne, shook his hand and told him that when he's fully healed, he will give Alton Thorne his title shot. Moving on to Beeston now. On Saturday, the 9th of September, we kicked the show off with tag team action as the firms Johnny Sharp and Will Roberts were in action against the former tag team champions, the Wild Wolves. As the match went on, Johnny Sharp grabbed his cane and hit Mike Wild in the head with it while the referee was distracted to secure the pin and the win for the firm. Up next, Team Textbook came to the ring with a couple of pieces of business they had to sort out. The first piece of business being that they have fired their bucket boy Ethan Griffin, meaning that Ethan can no longer wrestle in House of Pain. And their second piece of business was to find out who Dave Brake's mystery opponent was later in the night when he put the House of Pain Heritage Championship on the line. The powers that be's Brad Matthews, Franco Fate and Grayson Clay then came to the ring to announce that none of them are the mystery opponents, but introduced the supermodel of the world, the Queen of Queens, Visage, making their return to House of Pain after a year's absence to announce that it will be Visage challenging Dave Brakes for the House of Pain Heritage Championship in the main event. As the powers that be were leaving the ring, the Textbook protege Kyle Crimson grabbed the microphone and got in the powers that be's face. This led to Franco Fate challenging Kyle Crimson to a match right there and then, brought a referee to the ring, and the match was on. This was a hard-hitting affair, and it was Franco Fate picking up the win, much to the delight of the Beeston fans. We were back to tag team action next as the Monster Matlock teamed with Joseph the Fallen Star to take on Dante Durden and the badly dressed boy Davey Thompson. And for the second month in a row, Matlock picked up the win over Davey Thompson. Does Matlock have Davey Thompson's number? Up next, it was a 6-man tag team match as two of the three kings representing the House of Pain tag team champions, the King of Steel, Mike Angelo, and the King of the Ocean, Owen Ocean, teamed with Oscar Prospero to take on Firestorm of Marley Hayden and Rayner, and the Full Throttle champion, Pinky the Pirate. Towards the end of the match, Tristan Wheeler made his way to ringside, seemingly scouting the Full Throttle champion, Pinky the Pirate. However, this distraction did not stop Pinky and Firestorm as they picked up the win. Tristan Wheeler was in singles action straight after this as he took on the Screwdriver, Zach Roberts, and it was Zach picking up the win. In the main event of the evening, the House of Pain Heritage Championship was on the line as Visage challenged Textbook Dave Brakes for the title. Visage looked to have things in control when Kyle Crimson jumped in the ring, attacking Visage, causing the disqualification, meaning Visage won the match, but Dave Brakes retained the title. Visage and Kyle then fought into the backstage area, when Grayson Clay and Brad Matthews of the Powers That Be came to the ring, and it looked like Grayson Clay was about to cash in his anytime title shot on Dave Breaks. Dave pleaded with him not to cash in on him when all of a sudden Grayson took the Heritage title and hit the injured Brad Matthews in the head with it. Grayson then declared he was cashing in, but for the House of Pain Heavyweight Championship. Grayson hit a codebreaker, but Brad kicked out at 2. Grayson then went for another codebreaker, but Brad Matthews managed to avoid this, fight through the pain, but Grayson kicked him in the injured knee, hit a second codebreaker, and pinned him to become the new House of Pain Heavyweight Champion. I did reach out to Brad Matthews for comments, and he did tell me that the kick to his knee has caused further damage, and he is just waiting on results back from the doctors as to how bad his injury is. I do wish Brad Matthews a speedy recovery, and I'm sure he can't wait to be back to seek revenge and become the first person in history to become a 3-time House of Pain Heavyweight Champion. Well, that is all I do have time for today, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time for some more Jive Talking.